It's good to be back. It's good to be back once again. Man, I haven't made a video in like 2-3 weeks, man. I want to say, what was that? December 4th, 5th, I believe. It was around there. But, oh God. Earlier I did have a cold, but I'm not sick anymore. But that's besides the point. Today we're talking about the Platinum and Final Fantasy 16. I just got it yesterday. It was not difficult at all. Which is basically the main point of this video. The only thing that I would say was tedious was getting the first trophy. What was it called? No, I didn't show that one. It's called Fantasy Finally. It's basically you beating the game on the harder mode, the harder difficulty mode. So, I know in my last video where I did my update, I said that I was going to farm and try to get to the max level 100 before I beat the game. But it turns out that the max level in the base game is level 50, which was very, very depressing because I had a whole bunch of XP that I was receiving towards the end of the game, and I just wish it carried over to the next playthrough, but it didn't. But yeah, I played this game. I'm not gonna say non-stop because I did have work. You know, that is the thing I have to get to. The side missions were more or less, I'm not gonna say they were super duper boring, but they were like kind of tedious. Some actually made sense for what was going on in the story, whereas the others were like, oh my god, this person is annoying, this person doesn't need to be helped, just go do it yourself. But I did appreciate how I had to, well, I'm not gonna say I had to, but I acquired the Chocobo for one of the side missions. I acquired one of the stronger swords I had to receive in order to get the Platinum. One of the trophies I had to craft the Gutmerberg sword. I surprisingly I did not need to get the Ultimate Blade, but I still went and got it. I still wanted to get it because I mean I was only able to get it in the Final Fantasy mode, and I had to do like a couple of side missions to build up to getting the Gotnerberg sword plus, and then another sword, and then finally the Ultimate Blade. It wasn't as strong as I thought it was gonna be. In this gameplay right here, I'm going against spoilers. I should have said spoilers in the beginning, but I'm gonna just put it in the description. I don't know. If you're watching a Platinum Final Fantasy video, come on, man. I'm pretty sure you beat the game, and you're just trying to see how it's looking right now. So, as far as difficulty, I know the PlayStation said, they said it was like a 5 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 or something like that. I'd go down and say it was a 2. And this is for people who are used to hack and slash games. Now if you're I guess an RPG, MMORPG, turn-based or whatever type of player, I guess it will go to 5 out of 10. But as far as the combat goes, it wasn't that hectic. It was not that hectic at all. Even with the Devil May Cry developer came in and helped out the gameplay mechanics, it was not hard at all. It wasn't like mind-boggling. They didn't even implement like the analog stick to implement new base moves. The only, I guess, expansion or like them furthering the combat more was the special abilities and the ultimate abilities for each iconic. What are they called? I just beat the game. I can't believe I can't. For each dominant, that's what they're called. For each dominant, that was just basically all the specials. You had your passive abilities, and you had some. I don't think all of them had counters, but no, one of them did have counters if you timed the moves correctly. But the Platinum in this game was just kind of like a breeze, more or less. Me having to play through the entire game over again obviously granted me the ability to just kind of skip through all the cutscenes, but even then the game took me about maybe 7 to 8 hours, 9 hours maybe. No, I want to give it 10 hours. 10 hours for me to like just kind of beat, because once I beat it on, I think it was Saturday, no, that was Sunday. I beat it this past Sunday, and then I just breezed through the entire game. So even though you see me at level 74 right now, I didn't do anything extra other than get the extra sword. I didn't do anything extra. I just literally did every single main story. even though the enemies weren't dying right away, it was like I had got like an idea of how every enemy type fights, so I was able to dodge, counter, except the main bosses. The main bosses were, I only had time to fight them once, so in the base game, so obviously I had trouble just like in this Ultimalius fight. Well, I'm not gonna say trouble, because I did equip myself with a lot of stuff. I had every single elixir. I didn't use my last elixir, which is basically Phoenix Down in this Final Fantasy. But the one boss I would say is just really just the problem is Odin. Odin is an absolute dick. He needs to go sit down somewhere. And plus, the way that he died, I don't even think that he's dead. I think he's just sleeping somewhere. But according to the game, he's dead. I think that the main reason why people didn't like this game was, I guess it was just so, I'm not gonna say it was so super duper far off from the formula, but it took what Final Fantasy is in its entirety and it just made it a bit more engaging for the hack and slash formula. And then you have the, I'm not even gonna say God of War, because it felt more like Azura's Wrath with like the with you timing everything. I forgot what they're called. You know, when you press square when it's time to press it, or you press R1 to dodge when it's time to do that. Quick time events. It felt more like Azura's Wrath than God of War because of how just like massively epic these battles were, going against every single, oh my god. I think my favorite one, it has to be between Titan and I want to say Bahamut. Bahamut. Yeah, actually, Titan or Bahamut. I'm stuck in between those two. The others were out. The others were pretty good. There was no like, if you're just focusing on the main story, there wasn't like any downtime. But if you're focusing on side stories, side missions, whatever, of course, there's gonna be some downtime, some little tedious moments. But the game itself, man, I had a blast. I had a blast with this game. I don't know if Clive is dead at the end. I don't think anyone knows. But they just came out with the DLC, I think like a week ago. I'm not gonna get it because it looks like one of those VR reality side missions. I'm just gonna read it on Wiki and just kind of leave it at that. But for all of you guys wondering if you should just kind of keep going to do the platinum or whatever, just remember, complete all the side missions, do all the side missions, I'm gonna say talk to everybody. But there is a couple of missable curiosities. There's this one missable one where you have to talk to Tarha at the end of the game. Make sure you do that, because no one tells you to go do that. It's really stupid. But yeah, man, I honestly, I'd give this game I want to give it an 8.5. I really do. But I gotta put it down to an 8. I have to, because me being a Devil May Cry fan or gamer type person, they could have expanded a little more in the base combat, but I feel like they'd get more slack, or people wouldn't like them for doing that because it'd be too complex, it'd be too much for people that are used to slower combat, timing, and it's not a bad thing for each end. It's just, this or that. But I don't know if there's going to be, I don't think there's going to be a Final Fantasy 16 2. The story was just well-rounded. Everything made sense. You didn't have to go out to the outside. You didn't have to read this. You didn't have to watch this. You just have to play the game. Final Fantasy 15, I'm looking at you. Oh my god, that game. I mean, the game was okay. It was just, at launch, it was so confusing. But they fixed it all in the Royal Edition. But that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. And catch you guys on the slick side. Next game I'm gonna probably get to is I'm playing Remnant 2 right now. I'm not getting Modern Warfare 3. I'm cool. I'm skipping out on that. I'm just not. I'm done. Call of Duty. No, I'm cool. And I also got Japan 2, which is the game I was talking about in my previous video. But yeah, peace out and see you next time. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. All right.